Hey you right there watching this video. Join my Discord, link to it is in the description down below. We're going to be playing some games, streaming on Twitch, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Monster Hunter Worlds. What you know about it? Join my Discord. Hey yo, what's poppin' with you though? Kero Studio, and we are here for another Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Wi-Fi VGC 18 Championship Battle Spot Battle, whatever you want to call it. And we are going back to the Incineroar team, you know, my absolute favorite team, the team I used almost every single video on this channel since Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out. So I just love this team so much. Like, I took the ideas for myself, like, I put the Pokemon that I want to use, and the team just came out so well. So I'm so happy with this team. My opponent is using Landorus, Tapu Koko, Metagross, and Cresselia. So it's a very, very standard core of Pokemon. Very, very threatening. But Incineroar has a nice time against Cresselia and Metagross. So let's see how well we can do against those Pokemon in this battle, since I did bring my Incineroar. I'm always bringing Incineroar. This is the Incineroar team. You can't be the Incineroar team if you're not bringing Macho Man Incineroar Savage out here. So let's get started in this battle. Tiger Mask, what you know about him? So let's just jump into this battle right now. We're facing off against someone called Clover Days. That sounds like an anime name. Clover Days. That definitely sounds like a name of like an anime. I'm gonna look that up after I'm done with this recording. But either way, Cresselia and Metagross from Clover Days. I lead off with Landorus and Salamence. I was gonna say Saladus, like a fusion of Landorus and Salamence. But regardless, this is just Intimidate core. I sent both these Pokemon out because I know Landorus is a very common lead. And I wanted to make sure that his Landorus would be neutered just in case that I wanted to use my Salamence very early. So after all the Intimidates off, my opponent immediately switches out Metagross because he doesn't want to get Earthquaked, and he goes into his own Landorus. That way, we're all immune to Earthquake right now. Cresselia's floating, Landorus, both Landorus, and my Salamence are all flying type Pokemon. As he gets the Intimidate off on my Salamence, which doesn't really matter because I'm a special attacker, and my Landorus where it does matter. But I'm going to be able to Mega Evolve into Mega Salamence and get that Tailwind off. So now my team is going to be consistently faster than my opponent's team, as Landorus can use U-turn right now and get the heckles out of here, doing a tiny bit of damage to that Cresselia, as I can switch into my Tapu Fini. I don't know what I was doing right there. I don't know what bit I was trying to do, but either way, Tapu Fini and Salamence are out here, and I have my Tailwind up, as my opponent did use the Icy Wind, which is definitely a good play on their part because I had a Dragon Flying type and a Ground Flying type. So both my Pokemon were 4 times weak to Ice type moves there, and it does decent amount of chunk damage to my Salamence, while also putting my Pokemon speeds down. But with the Tailwind, I'm still faster. So Tapu Fini is going to be able to get the Calm Mind off, as I'm pretty sure I just used Hyper Voice with Salamence. What was that move? I don't know. It's probably the Hyper Voice, as I didn't think my opponent had the Tectonic Rage, but the moment I clicked my movies and I was like, why would they use Tectonic Rage? That could be bad. And I spoke it to life, as my opponent is going to be able to use the Tectonic Rage. As you already know, he's definitely targeting down my Tapu Fini. I could have went for the Muddy Water right then and there, but it's all good and dandy, as my Tapu Fini survives with the tiniest sliver, and then just chomps down that Mago Berry, getting 50% of her health back. As the Cresselia uses Calm Mind, which I don't really get because Cresselia isn't a bother to me right now. It is so far shown Calm Mind and Icy Wind, so I'm not really scared of your +1 Icy Winds, but he should definitely be scared of my +1 Muddy Waters when he has a Landorus. So I'm going to hard switch into my Incineroar so I don't have to take those Icy Winds to my Salamence, as he's going to be leading off with Tapu Koko and Tapu Fini. Then there's Tapu Muddy Water coming at your face. Tapu Muddy Water, that's the best Tapu right there. Muddy Water is a sizable chunk to Tapu Koko, as it activates the Cresselia's Citrus Berry. So I don't have to worry about a Mago or Papa Berry or Wiki Berry. But this also is a weird play because my opponent shows off the Moonlight. So now my opponent's Cresselia has shown Moonlight, Icy Wind, and Calm Mind. So I'm honestly not very threatened by it because I'm not sure what his last move could be. His last move could be Trick Room, it could be Skill Swap, it could be Psychic, but regardless, I'm not really scared of this this Cresselia. I was gonna say Tapu Cresselia, but Regardless, I'm going to be able to use my Muddy Water as I tried to fake out the Tapu Koko to get rid of it, but it does not matter. It does not work because he used Protect, as he's going to use Moonlight again with Cresselia. So, again, Cresselia's just kind of sitting there being Cresselia, being fat. So, Cresselia's going to switch out into Landorus, which is pretty bad because he can use Rock-type moves onto my Incineroar, and he can use Ground-type moves if he protects Tapu Koko. But I am going to Protect on Tapu Fini right now because I didn't show Protect off yet this battle, as he's going to try to Thunderbolt into Fini. Not going to work, as my Incineroar is going to Flex! And we're going to use that Flare Blitz. It's definitely going to be able to take out that Tapu Koko from there. That is a max attack Incineroar. I don't care if I am intimidated. That's a max attack Incineroar. Those Flare Blitzes are hurting you. This is the Libre of the squad, the Macho Man, the Tiger Mask, the Mucha Lucha. But we're going to have to get him out of there because that is a Landorus, which can definitely use Earthquake or Rock Slide or other moves that I don't want my Incineroar to be able to take. So, regardless, he's going to Mega Evolve into Mega Metagross, which is what we expected it to be. It's not going to be a normal Metagross in these situations. He uses Iron Head. My Tapu Fini is going to be able to survive the tiniest bit of HP left, as he is going to U-turn out of there with Salamence. And in all honesty, this is kind of okay, kind of bad, because I use Muddy Water right here, but I missed the Metagross, and that's where it comes bad, because you can see how much damage the Muddy Water does against his his Cresselia. It does a decent chunk for him switching in, as I'm going to use Protect on this turn, so I don't want my Tapu Fini to faint at all, as I can get the other Tailwind up, meaning that my Incineroar can be a lot faster, and Incineroar under Tailwind can definitely threaten his Pokemon, so doesn't matter, protected, so I'm not going to get hit, and my Tapu Fini can live for at least one more turn. So he does reveal the Bullet Punch here, and I did not expect him to have Bullet Punch on his Metagross. I don't know why. I was expecting it to be like Iron Head, Stomping Tantrum, Zen Headbutt, and like, I don't know what the last move would be, but he does reveal the Bullet Punch. But he used it on Salamence, which doesn't mean again get a Muddy Water off, and you see how much damage that Muddy Water does against Metagross, so you can only imagine if I was able to get 2 of those off. It would have made this battle a lot faster and a lot easier, but Tapu Fini does go down. So I only have 2 Pokemon left, which is Landorus and Incineroar, which is not good for me because he does have his own Landorus in the back, which means no matter what, he's going to be able to have my Pokemon at -1 physical attack, because both these Pokemon are physical attackers, so there's not a single special attack on either one of them. So Metagross is going to switch out and get the Landorus Intimidate off, which is what I was talking about just before. And this is bad because Incineroar and Landorus both don't want to be intimidated. They want to have all the attacking power they can. As revealed right here, where I use U-turn on Cresselia, and it lives with the slightest sliver of health, as Incineroar is going to Flare Blitz into the Landorus slot and do a decent chunk, but still, if those Intimidates weren't there, the damage I could have been able to do. And then this Cresselia is going to do Cresselia things in Moonlight and get half of its health back, so that Intimidate right there already showing how good it is, because it's made Cresselia and Landorus both survive attacks that probably would have taken them out. Either way, Landorus is going to protect here, as I'm going to use Rock Slide, just trying to get the flinch off on both of them, because I am faster, I do have the Tailwind up, and unfortunately, he does protect with Landorus, but this does give me a free turn to Malicious Moonsault this Cresselia, so this Cresselia has to just get off the field. It's just been moonlighting every single turn, and my Landorus is at my Pokemon are at -1 attack, so I can't let him moonlight up to full. So the Malicious Moonsault coming down on that Cresselia. Who's gonna win? It's definitely Incineroar tonight. Flex, pose, dab bomb, do whatever you want to do. Incineroar is in. Incineroar is now. Incineroar is the starter of choice. So Metagross and Landorus versus Landorus and Incineroar. So, or Metagross and Landorus versus Landorus and Incineroar. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I do flinch there, which does suck, as he's going to be able to get the Rock Tomb off onto my Incineroar, slowing down Incineroar, and unfortunately, again, I got the flinch on my own Landorus, so that sucks. But Incineroar can Darkest Gladiator on my opponent's Landorus, taking it out. So now my opponent's Mega Metagross versus Incineroar and Landorus, he Iron Heads into my Landorus slot, which will take out my Landorus. But now I had to use the full power of Flare Blitz. So we Flare Blitz, we side B him, and that Metagross goes down. So the only Pokemon that's left on the field is Incineroar, but that does mean that Incineroar is taking the championship belt back to home, back to show his friends and family, his papa, his mama. Incineroar is our new champion. So, like, comment, subscribe. Kero Studios, we did win that as a 1-0. Again, join my Discord and the link into the description down below. We'll be streaming on Twitch quite often with Dragon Ball FighterZ and Monster Hunter Worlds, and we'll be back with some more Pokemon on another day. Regardless, I'm out.